All right, we're going to start up a fresh new season here. We're going to start up with Le Havre, or Le Havre. I'm going to have to figure out how to pronounce their name real quick. All right, let me get this all set up and I will check in right back with you. We are jumping right in here to get this season started. We've got our manager set up. I am excited for this. Let's get this new career mode started. What are we going to call this? We will call this, I still haven't figured out how to pronounce the name yet. Here is our manager coming in for the first time, looking dapper, looking like a man who would own a French club. His name is L.E. Harvey. If you know where that's coming from, let me know down in the comments. But here we are on day one. Let's get through all the boring stuff and get into what this team looks like and what changes I want to make. First thing we're going to do here is take a look at the current squad here. We've got a pretty solid setup for right now. I haven't been able to look at contracts or anything like that, but I'm really liking how balanced this team is for the most part. We've got Mr. Yoris right here, Yoris' brother, who knows, and a really solid bench with I know a lot of young players, and I just signed a whole bunch of our young players just to see what we could build out of them. A lot of them had really good potential already. So I'm going to take a look at the club, see what we need to sell off and loan off, whatever that needs to be, and let's get some signings in this club and make some good additions ahead of our first ever season here. We're going to win League One. I'm ready for it. So we're going through, we're loaning out some of our young players. We're getting rid of a little bit of the older side of the team because this team had a really young core, so I'd like to lean into that a little bit. But as we're doing that, we get an offer from one of the other relegating clubs for our prospect goalkeeper. I'm going to reject that, but I think it's funny that we haven't even gotten 5 minutes into this series and we're already getting prospects or prospective offers from other relegated clubs. So they know where we're at, we know where they're at, and we're going to see them a lot more moving forward. But let's keep getting some of these players out and I will keep you updated as we see them moving. First signing here is Jorge Sanchez, the Mexican right back, on a free agent deal. I think his wage is only like $12,000 a week as well, which is way under what they projected. 73 rated right back. We currently have Pembele on loan from Southampton, 69 rated. That's a great update to start, or upgrade to start. And I think as well, we're going to try and sign this goalkeeper here. So let's jump right into it and see if we can get him signed. We have signed a new goalkeeper here, much younger than our current 74 rated goalkeeper, and he's already 72 rated, I believe, at 24 years old. So we should see some good growth from him before we have to swap him out. We have a good backup on the works as well. So this is not a bad place to start. Another A-rated rating for a free agent. I know that's usually how they work anyways, but great way to start this out, and he works perfect for our squad. So let's get some more signings in here, and I'll show you some more loans and transfers out as well. Okay, we've got the first couple of transfers leaving here. Like I said, a couple of our older players that we decided to transfer out. So we get 2.95 million for Toure here. I don't know if there's any other players off the back of this. We have another player leaving here. A little bit more funding for us. I have an exciting player I want to bring in from the Premier League. If you saw my transfer hub, you might be able to guess who that is. Laporte leaves here for 12 months on loan. Nego leaves here, full transfer for him for 1.3 million. Coming in here, we have another Mexican free agent. They just keep popping up for us, and I know where some of the good ones are based on last year as well. Cesar Puerta comes in for the team for $0, of course, which is fantastic, and a pretty low weekly wage as well. So we get a fantastic 75 rated left winger, left midfielder for our team. And hopefully someone that can carry us for a little bit so that our other players can start getting developed. So great way to start things off. We got a couple more signings to make, and I'll be right back. We have brought in yet another Mexican player, and honestly, I think we might have one or two more. There's just some really solid talent in Mexico that didn't make it into a team in this game because there was some issues with getting the Mexican League involved. Reyes in here at center back, 74 rated, some really good stats overall. I'm really liking him, and I got one more player for sure that I want to sign as a Mexican free agent, and I'm hoping we can get that done. It is this guy right here, Diego Lainez. If you have watched this guy play in real life, you know he is a baller, and at 24 years old, already 76 rated, I think that some dynamic player potential could work well for him. And then a backup left back here with Mikhailichenko. That would be awesome. I've got some other ideas here for the team, but I'm really liking the team overall. I think these are going to be our last two signings. Again, I'm trying to save as much money as possible so that next season, if we don't end up winning everything we need to win, we have a little bit of spare change to play with. And at the same token, if halfway through the season we're not looking too hot, then we have some money to make the changes we need to make. So I'm going to sign these two players real quick here and get some of our other players sold, and I'll be right back. All right, we were able to bring in both Diego Lainez and Mikhailichenko. Very excited for these players. Very excited for how this team is looking already without spending much. These first season free agents are very, very good, getting us in a better spot than we were before. This is the current state of the team. We signed like 5 Mexican players, but we've kept a pretty good core of what this team was before. We have some pretty decent options on the bench here, and pretty much everybody down below in the reserves. Not all of them, of course, but many of them are going to be going on loan and or sold by the time this season is up. So we are going to do our best to get those done and get started on some games and what the season is going to look like for the team. Arthur Desmas, our goalkeeper, leaving for $3.8 million. El Hajam going to LAFC. Bad negotiation for us, I guess. Could have gotten a better deal there, but we have much better options in those positions. Paul Agni, another goalkeeping prospect, going on loan for 2 years. Matthew Gorgolin, another goalkeeper, just leaving the club here. We got a horrible transfer deal on him because he would not leave regardless of how many times I tried to get him out of his team. Horrible deal, but he's finally gone. I did not need another 55, 56 rated goalkeeper on the team. Samuel Roussel leaving for 12 months on loan. Johan Salmier leaving for $1.45 million to Nantes. Samuel Granser leaving for FC Cincinnati for $1.45 million. If you know about FC Cincinnati and Jared HD, shout out him for giving me the idea to do some more career mode and just push the boundaries with what can be done in career mode. I absolutely love his videos and would love to get up to that status and that skill level of manager career mode one day. Aaron Masengo off to Turkey for 12 months. Final signing of this team, I just didn't feel happy with that center attacking mid position. So we decided to go for a young long-term prospect here with 20-year-old Rahan Gruda from Brighton for $10.8 million. I think it's a little bit on the higher end. I'm hoping we still get an A rating here. Might be a B. It is an A. Did pretty good there. He's already 74 rated at 20 years old. I'm hoping for some fantastic growth for him. It looks like our best possible deal was 10.1, but we are definitely going to play him directly at that cam position. I have a backup in mind as well. That will take us into our first game, and I think that's the team that we're going to have. I will see you guys at halfway through the season. We have Bodmer leaving here for Bristol City for 12 months on loan. We have the Luke here going on loan to Sheffield for 2 years. We have Kuzaya leaving on a permanent transfer for $2.75 million to Monaco. We have Komfai leaving here to Coventry City for $960,000, just shy of $1 million. We have Logbo leaving for $1.75 million. We have Kitala leaving for $1 million, just over $1 million. To Turkey as well. We have Mas leaving on loan for 2 years. We have Yoris leaving for Turkey as well for $5 million. I think that's our biggest transfer so far. Okay, final signing here. We bring in a definite prospect for the future. We bring in 17-year-old George Elenikena for $5.7 million. He is 17 years old, 72 rated. I'm excited for this guy to be in our squad, and hopefully we get some good years out of him. We have Lonja leaving to Granada for 12 months on loan. We have Roques leaving for Stade de Reims for 2 years. We have Fad Kasim, one of our youth players, leaving for 2 years on loan. We have Steve Nagura leaving also to Granada for 12 months. We have Buneb leaving for Bristol City for 12 months. Sabi is out for $2 million. We have made it to the halfway point of the season. It's January 1st right now, and we're looking a lot better than they're looking in real life right now. But right now, we are currently 10th in the league overall. We've got some big wins, I believe, over Nice and Lille so far. First game of the season, we lost to PSG. We knew that was going to happen. PSG is on top, but that's okay. We're down in 10th right now. I'm hoping we can push up a little bit higher to that top half of the table, but this team is looking great, and I'm going to let this team ride it out for the rest of the season. I haven't had any quarrels with anyone so far. And as for stats so far, Huerta leads the way with 9 goals so far for us. We've got 4 goals here for Casemiro, our current striker. It looks like some of our other players are just not in the limelight as much as we'd like them to be, especially, where is our 17-year-old at? Is he even, I don't even think he's gotten a goal yet. Only 2 games played for him. We got to get some more game time on this guy and get some goals scored for him. But when our left wing is taking all the goals, that doesn't bode well for anyone at that striker position. Even our center mids are scoring more than some other players here. So we've got some goals to figure out, but they've been some low-scoring games, 2-1, 1-1, 0-1. So we'll see what happens. Let's keep the season going. Not much is happening so far in this January transfer window. However, we do have one sale so far. Zouawi, I believe, Giannis at least, is leaving us for $1.5 million. Seems that Casemiro, our current striker, has decided to leave us on a free. That is very unfortunate. I was just about to change his renew his contract. But it seems that he made a deal before we could get there. Unfortunately, we missed out on that money. Unfortunately, we missed out on that player. He was doing great for us, but I guess that means that our 17-year-old needs to step it up on the second half of the season. Okay, season 1 is over, and this is how the team lined up towards the end. We did end up getting a couple more goals for our striker, but 4-1 is not great for his first season here. That being said, he did just turn 18, and he already did go up 3 ratings overall. So I do hope that this next year goes much better for him. Cesar Huerta ended up being a standout for us, played almost every game, scored 17 goals with 2 assists. So we're definitely keeping him on the team. It's just a matter of who we go to pair him up with to get some more out of this team. Overall, we did not score the goals we needed to score. Like I said, the team did pretty well, and we finished the first season with this team in 13th place, which is, again, not relegation. We stayed up. That was the goal, was to stay up. We finished roughly mid-table, just outside of where I wanted to be. We were at 10th in the January transfer window. I guess I should have made another signing or two to get us past the line here, but 13th is not horrible. I know for a fact we got knocked out in the first round of the Coupe de France. Round 1 here, we got unlucky. We drew Monaco as our first game. We got knocked out right away, so that was unfortunate for the Coupe de France. But one less thing we had to worry about during the season. Who knows where we would have ended up if we were playing Coupe de France and Ligue 1 at the same time. So kind of glad we got knocked out, but that is definitely a goal for the next season. So season 1 ended just about how I expected it to. Let's get into season 2 with a bigger transfer budget and a lot more time on our hands. All right, we're into season 2, and the biggest thing I completely spaced about last season was the youth academy. I need to be a lot better about that, and by a lot better, I mean send this scout out. Let's get some players. I'm going to start him out. Since we're in France, it would only make sense to get some French players in here. If you have ever played career mode before, you know that season 2 is the best time to check for free agents, especially in major nations, like the top 9 nations. So we're going to take a look through here. I'm going to scour through, see if we find any good prospects, and I'll be right back with probably some good signings. Okay, we were able to find a couple decent free agents here, specifically these top 4. We've got some solid choices here, especially a 19-year-old 76 rated right back. I am all in for Borja Guerrero. I don't know who this could be, maybe a Carvajal regen or something like that, but I'm gonna see if we can sign him here and a couple of these other players, and we'll get right into season number 2. Have what I believe is our first departure of season number 2 in Steven Gora going to Palermo for $3,350,000. Not a bad way to start this transfer window out. We have an increased transfer budget. We're up to 12 million over last year's of, I believe, 11 million, so not too much more, but it was a little bit more for us. This will add to that. First signing of season 4 here is a free agent. He's not going to be our starting center midfielder to take over for Job. However, he is going to be a great prospect for our future. I'm probably going to get him a loan move for at least a year, but the 16-year-old 74 rated Iñaki Torres comes to us on a free. He's going to be fantastic. Like I said, 16 years old, 74 rated center mid. I'm hoping he's going to be a great addition to this team once he gets some more growth. Noah Bertrand leaving for Genoa for 12 months. William Correa leaves for 2.6 million. He was really not getting any growth on his loan moves. Really unfortunate. I was hoping he was going to be a star for us. Akabe leaves for 4 million. Rio leaves for 2.25 to Turkey. Aguilar leaving for 2.9 million. Tin Hernandez leaves for 2.95 million to Bristol City. Myron Boadu, I didn't necessarily want to sell him. I did put him on the transfer list, but I was only going to take high offers. He decided to leave himself. Contract negotiations with Marseille. He is left for 20.7 million, which we will take that extra money, but I wasn't expecting it. Okay, and we have put our budget into, I believe, our last signing of this session. I am hoping to make a left back signing in the January transfer window, but for now, I wanted to bolster our attack a little bit more, so we have signed 22-year-old Malik Fofana from Lyon for 43.6 million. I think that leaves us with like roughly 7 million to play with, so I'll see if there's anything decent I can do with that. We're able to sign him over here. He is currently 83 rated for that left wing, potentially right wing spot. I think we will put him at the right and make Rooney our backup. That being said, very excited for this deal. Very excited to see what he can do for the team. Hugo dos Santos leaves us for 2.945 million for Al Shabab. Brand goes to Stoke City for 1.5 million. Caicedo off to Dender for 920,000. Rudenko leaving for Toronto for 1.6 million. All right, heading into the start of season number 4, lots of movement was happening there at the beginning. I was trying to get really any of our players that were 70 rated and under out of this club. We don't want any of that. We want 70 plus. truthfully, if we can get up to 80 plus, that's the goal. In this January transfer window, I would love to get a different left back here. Montez is all right for the time being. I'd love an upgrade there. Same with Tito Vega if we can get the money for it. I have changed the formation from a 4-3-3 attack to a 4-2-1-3. I'm currently converting Guetta and McDonald into CDMs here. But that being said, the team looks great. Malik Fofana comes in. RG moves to the bench. I think that he'll still get some decent game time in here. But I'm excited for this team. We did get an offer. It didn't go through, unfortunately. Well, fortunately and unfortunately, but we did get an offer for Ansu Fati for 122 million from Arsenal. It didn't go through in the end, but we've got those kind of caliber of players on the team, and I'm excited to see what we can build in this next season if this season doesn't go to plan. Really hoping it does, though. I'm liking the way this team looks. Like I said, the left back is the problem area for the January transfer window. Let's head into January and see where we end up. Here we go. Massive signing for the club in season 4. We were offered a swap deal for our 84 rated center mid Havre. We get 87 rated Bernardo Silva is who they wanted to swap us for. He's 33 years old, so he doesn't have that much left in him in terms of us as a club. However, he's going to help us massively this year, staying in Ligue 1 and staying up, getting into those Champions League and European spots. So Bernardo Silva joins the club on a swap deal. They also gave us $80 million to work with. I almost said pounds there. I'm not working with pounds. Bernardo Silva joins the club. Havre leaves the club. So Bernardo Silva's in, 80 million in, Havre is out. Unfortunate. I definitely really liked Havre, but we will take that. We would gladly take the 80 million and get us ourselves that new left. And here he is, our new left back. I've seen him get some crazy growth in career mode before, and hopefully he can do the same for us here in France. We have Valentin Barco, the Argentinian, coming over from Al Ittihad for 37.9 mil. 80 rated right now. Hopefully we can get him up into that 81 to 85 range by the end of this season. I think he's going to get some good growth here, and I'm excited for the upgraded left back. Along with Barco, we have brought in one last player here at the CDM role. He's going to come straight in and start in this team. It's going to be Santiago Eze, coming from Olympiacos. 27 million for him. Excited to bring him over. 82 rated, 25 years old. Hopefully he brings some great success for this team. On the final day of the transfer window here, we were able to get a loan move for Iñaki Torres. He's our 16-year-old 74 rated CDM. I'm hoping we can get him a good loan move, get him some good growth while we have Heze and McDonald to hold down the fort in the midfield. Okay, we are here on the 1st of January, and we are looking good so far. It looks like our striker Eleni Kana up to an 83 with 9 goals already on the season. Cesar Huerta as well, up to an 86, 8 goals for us. I'm glad we didn't sell him. He's been doing fantastic still. Ansu Fati starting to get on the score sheet for us, 11 games and 4 goals. Bargi comes in, 15 appearances off the bench for him, up to an 81 with 4 goals and 1 assist. Heze, our new signing at CDM, is doing great as well. Overall, the team is looking strong. I'm extremely surprised that we haven't seen more come out of our Malik Fofana here. He's only played 2 matches so far. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. We'll have to take a closer look at that situation. But overall, the team is looking good. How have our players on loan improved? Guilherme da Silva up to 72. Iñaki Torres just left a couple of days ago, and he's already up by 1 rating. 16 years old, 75 rated. He's going to be a superstar. Reno Xiao, our superstar from last season, 78 rated on loan right now. I believe he comes back to us at the end of this season. Crespo's up to a 76. Bertrand up to a 69. Bastien Fontaine hasn't seen any growth yet, but I hope he does soon. Kovacevic is up to a 77. So overall, we are seeing some pretty good growth through our team. And with these numbers, we've got to be doing better than mid-table. I very much hope so. Let's take a look here. We are in 2nd place as of right now, only 2 points behind PSG. Wow. Obviously, Lille is right behind us, 1 point away, but we have won 8, drawn 7, lost 0. We're currently having an undefeated season. I don't expect that to last. However, what a year so far. 2nd place is way better than anywhere. I think we've been 10th every year in the mid-table section. So being in 2nd on the 1st of January, I am praying that we don't have the a weird second half of the season, but I'm liking where we're at. Truthfully, I don't know if we need to make any signings in this January transfer window, but overall, I'm liking where we're at. Okay, other than sending a couple players on loan for the second half of the season, we're not going to make any signings here. And I just saw our first game on the 1st of January is against PSG. So we're going to simulate this real quick and see first versus second what happens here. The team's looking good. Wagner up to an 82, Esposito up to an 81 as well. This team is getting very well rounded. I'm really worried about that right back spot for the rest of the season and next season. So I may look into getting an upgrade there. But overall, let's see how this team goes. We tie PSG. That is kind of the perfect situation for us. We don't lose any points against them, but they don't gain any points against us. We will take that heading into the second half of the season, and let's see how that ends up. We have another loan move here for 2 years for our 6'8" goalkeeper. He is up to, I think, 74 rated, but I want to see if we can get a little bit more growth out of him before getting him into this starting lineup. Okay, we do have a departure here for one of our academy players, 3.3 million off to FC Twente. He wasn't getting any good growth for us, and his potential dipped massively, so we just got him out and took the money. Okay, we see another departure here with Malik Fofana getting a loan move to Tottenham for 6 months. He just really wasn't performing for the amount that we spent on him, so I'm hoping he can keep that quality over at Tottenham and then come back to us solid. Another loan move here for Danjuma for 6 months to Rosario. Caserli leaving for Basel for 6 months. Another loan move here for Guilherme da Silva leaving for 6 months to Porto. He got up to a 72 after his last loan spell, so I'm really hoping he gets some more growth. Sia leaves on loan for Zaragoza for 6 months. Okay, I usually wouldn't do this halfway through the season, but it seems that we play PSG twice in the same month. This isn't even for Coupe de France or anything like that. We just have PSG twice in the same month. So we're going to see what happens when we play them the second time. We tied them last time. The tie would be perfect again, and I'm hoping we can keep some points against PSG. We do. We get another tie, another perfect situation with our 66 rated sub coming in and doing the job for us. Ostergaard coming in and finishing that off. So 1-1 against PSG. We're still in contention for the title here, and we really could use it this season. This is what I believe to be the last departure of this transfer window. We're sending Van Axel Dongen on loan for 6 months. He's been a great backup so far, but I think we have enough backups as it is. Season 4 is now complete, and the stats are fantastic. Eleni Kenna up to an 84 with 18 goals and 4 assists. Not bad at all. Cesar Huerta, once again, 17 goals, 7 assists on that left-hand side. Really not bad for him whatsoever. Ansu Fati with 10 goals, 4 assists with 29 appearances. Bargi in there as well with 6 goals, 5 assists. Bernardo Silva making an instant impact on this side. Really, all around, we had some great growth everywhere. We have McDonald up to an 82. Silva does go down this year. Bargi up to an 82. Fati up to an 87. Huerta still at that 86. Really not a bad year. How did our players on loan do this time around? Torres goes up to a 76, 17 years old. I'm hoping he continues growing there. Munoz, 68. Kovacevic up to a 78. Fontaine did not grow at all this year. Really surprising. Ostergaard up to a 72. Fantastic growth for him. Noah Bertrand up to a 71 at 18 years old. Eno Coenchao once again up to a 79. He's about to be 80 rated here soon. We may bring him back depending on how he keeps growing. And Van Axel Dongen up 3 ratings since when he left. Alec Fofana, no growth. He didn't even seem to get a game for Tottenham from what I can tell. Guilherme da Silva up 1 again, up to 73. 73 again for the goalkeeper. Tito Vega stays at a 76. Willems up to a 78, so higher than Tito Vega now. So Vega becomes our backup for the team. If he wants to leave this year, we may have to let him go because Willems is our standout by far. Dutch goalkeeper, 78 rated at 18 years old. Can't get better than that. As far as rankings go, we placed 3rd overall in Ligue 1 this year, only 3 points off of Monaco. I know you can't see it because my face cam's in the way. Let me move that real quick. 71 points for Paris Saint-Germain. So we weren't that far off, but definitely we're not close to winning the title this year. But 3rd place does confirm Champions League for us. Let me bring that face cam back. Champions League football in season 5, and we have a great team so far. We're definitely going to need to make some changes to actually compete in the Champions League, but I think Ligue 1 is on the card soon, and I'm extremely excited for what next season is going to bring. How did we do in here? We did not win the Coupe de France. Did we make it far this year? Not the semifinals, not the quarterfinals. We get knocked out in the round of 16 to Toulouse, who, if I'm not mistaken, won the whole thing. So that's 2 years in a row we've lost to the winner. They beat us on penalties 3-1. Chelsea win the UEFA Super Cup. Frankfurt win the Europa League. Chelsea also win the Champions League over Man City. Manchester United take the Europa League. With a fantastic end to season number 4. Season number 5 is where I want it all. I want to win Ligue 1. That's really the goal here. But if we can get some good... I want to win Ligue 1. That is definitely the goal here. If we can get some good upgrades around the team as well and get some good... If we can get some good placings in... we can get a good run in either the Coupe de France or some European tournament, I would be so excited for that as well. But bring on season number 5. Let's win it here. Player out at the beginning of the season is Antonio Romeo for 1.55 million as a... We have made our first signing of this season 5, and we're starting at the goalkeeper spot. Now, our last goalie was doing great, 18 years old, 78 overall was great growth, but we're in the Champions League now. We need a better goalkeeper, and we have just gone out and signed the next big thing. Here we go, 18 years old as well. Benjamin Muller comes over. We swap out Malik Fofana. I know it was short-lived, but he wasn't growing the way we needed him to, and he wasn't scoring the way we needed him to. But Benjamin Muller comes in, 18 years old, 83 overall. Amazing upgrade for us there, and we're going to keep that second goalie as our backup for the time being. Tito Vega will most likely be out the club, but this is a great way to move into season number 5. We made our second signing of the summer transfer window here with a brand new right back. I know we need an upgrade there, and we want an upgrade that's going to keep on growing if we don't win this season. Therefore, we have signed a 17-year-old Jesus Gonzalez for Bastien Fontaine, who got no growth for us, and 45 million. We end up with a 17-year-old 80 rated right back here. It's going to be fantastic for the team. I'm excited for him to join in. We have another player departing here in Kevin Zaug, leaving on loan for 12 months. We also have Bernardo Silva leaving for Arsenal for 51.5. He did great for us last season to get us up here, but I don't think he's going to be the one to take us to a Champions League final. We did sell him off, use that money to get somebody a little bit younger and a little bit, hopefully, better overall for us. Kovacevic is leaving for Roma for 19.8 million. Moreno loaned to Venezia for 2 years. Yamaguchi sold for 3.5 million. Guilherme da Silva loaned to Frankfurt for 12 months. Herrero sold to Leicester City for 26 million. Juma loaned to Cardiff for 12 months. We have now signed another amazing, exciting prospect here. 16-year-old Adrian Carmona coming in from Leverkusen for 59, just shy of $60 million. He is 80 rated overall, 16 years old, a center mid for us to replace our current center mid issue. And I think although he's lower rated than Bernardo Silva, I think he's going to get some fantastic growth this season. And by the end of the season, okay, I was mid transfer negotiations and the game just crashed. So apparently I have not signed Carmona. But I do have a couple players in here that I do want to try and sign, and a couple that I want to go for, I guess, again, since we get a second chance. So I'm going to go back and try for these cards again. I will be right back. After that madness, we have now re-signed Carmona, but we had to spend more on him this time. He was 61.5 this time around. They wouldn't take anything less than that. So we have signed Carmona. He's back in, 16 years old, 80 rated. Best possible deal is 59.6. We had that last time, but here we are. We're going to go back in, like I said, and sign a couple more players. Herrero is sold for 26 million. Maguchi is sold for 3.5 million. Guilherme da Silva on loan for 12 months to Frankfurt. Desma sold to Sporting for 11.6 million. Munoz on loan for 12 months. Jesperson on loan for 12 months. Juma on loan to Cardiff for 12 months. Anselmi on loan for 12 months. Jakobsen on loan for 2 years. Santiago Heze gets taken from us by PSG. He had 1 year left on his contract, and they decided to swoop in and take him for 40 million. Thankfully, it's a good price for us, but sad to see him go so early. We have just signed our backup striker for this season, Pierre Guerra, for 35.2 million. The Italian striker is 18 years old, 78 rated already. Hopefully, he gets some great growth over here under Ilan Kenny. Okay, we have signed another backup center back here in Arthur Gross. He is currently, I believe, 79 rated. Hopefully going to get some good growth for us as we move into the Champions League. Noah Bertrand off to Ajax for 2 years. Excited for him. Joshua de Klerk leaving for Valladolid for 12 months. Hernani leaving for 12 months to Go Ahead Eagles. Another departure here as Montes leaves for 5.5 million. Rio leaves for 12 months on loan to Strasbourg. Alaska out for 12 months on loan to Cremonese. Tito Vega gone to Betis for 8.1 million. Iñaki Torres goes on loan to Bournemouth for 2 years. Can't wait to see this star go crazy. Ahmed leaves for 1.65 million. Wapa leaves on loan for Paris FC. Another departure here as Ostgaard leaves for 12 months on loan. This is not the center mid, this is the right mid. I wanted to get him a little bit more experience before we get him in the team. RG does leave us, however, on a loan or a sale to Manchester City for just shy of 60 million. I feel like it's going to be a decent sale. B plus sale. They took it at the first guess. I was hoping it was going to be a little bit higher than that. 66.4 looks like the best possible, but I'm hoping to sign a solid left winger in his place. Here is our massive signing at the left wing position. We were able to sign Turkish wonder kid Kenan Yildiz from Juventus for 47 million. He's going to be fantastic on the left hand side. He's currently 83 rated. I cannot wait for him to jump into this team and jump into the Champions League. Sia leaves for Angers for 12 months. Serli leaves on loan for Young Boys for 2 years. Telson leaves for 2.55 million. Steven Tremblay leaving for 3.7 million. We have a new signing joining the club. We have a very sad departure here. Cesar Huerta, our 86 rated left wing, is not going to continue with us into the Champions League. I would have loved to bring him there with us, but we got an offer in for him, as well as John McDonald here for 61 million from Manchester City. Unfortunately, we are going to sell him off as well. Cesar Huerta leaves us for Leipzig for $141 million. I am very excited to see what we can do with that money, but very sad to see Cesar Huerta leave. Okay, and after all of our major sales are complete for the beginning of the season, we still have, I think, 16 days left in the season. This is what we're working with. We need some upgrades. Specifically, our CDM and center mid need some massive upgrades. Otherwise, I'm liking the way this team looks, and we're just going to sign some great replacements. I'm trying to keep it at roughly a 76 and above on the I'm trying to keep things at roughly a 76 and up for our subs and reserves. I'm hoping that can mean some really quality players and some really quality season overall. I'm really excited about Carmona here. I know he's young, but he is 80 rated, and hopefully he'll get some good growth with us. Overall, loving this team. Let's get some good signings in here. Speaking of signings, our current transfer budget is 185 million. So prioritizing a CDM and a center mid is going to be fun, but we have a lot of room to play with. First signing here is a rotation signing, trying to get some good quality people in here, especially taking from some other clubs that we've been competing with. We get Kuipers here from Monaco, Kuipers, whatever, 76 rated, 17 years old. It's going to be a great backup for our 80 rated defense. Okay, our first major signing here. We're filling that center mid spot. We haven't filled the CDM spot yet. We're having a little fluke there, but our center mid spot is filled with 84 rated Mateus Fernandez, 24 years old, 84 rated, coming over from Southampton for just shy of 47 million. Excited to bring this guy over. We got a good deal on him, and an 84 rated midfielder is going to be great for our Champions League run. Okay, we have brought in our starting CDM for the moment. I have another option that I kind of want to go for still, but for the time being, we have brought in 83 rated Carlos Baleba from Manchester United for 33.6 million. Pretty good deal there since his market value was pretty high, so we will take that deal. He is going to be our starting CDM at 83 rated as of right now. We still need to make at least one more midfield signing. I'm starting to get a little hesitant about our 16-year-old in there, but he will be a great backup nonetheless. We have signed our third midfielder here to finish off our trio. I was gonna try and go to be completely honest, I was going to try and go in for Kobe Mainu, but the price was a little bit too high, and I need to sign some backups as well. So maybe next season, if we can get a really good result. Here. Instead, we have signed Lucas Bergvall from PSG, taking one of their midfielders for 35.7 million. Pretty good deal there on him, and I'm excited to have him to finish out this trio. Okay, we have one of our backup signings coming in here. Jose Salinas coming in from Athletic Club Bilbao for 5.3 million. I believe he's 20 years old, 75 rated. Should be a great backup for some of these mid-season games. We have our second backup coming into the club here in Cameron Humphreys. He's a 75 rated, 24-year-old center mid for us. I needed some backups in the center mid position because they're going to be needing to get rotated a lot this season, but 4.9 million is not a bad deal on him. Today we have the departure of Van Axel Dongen for 14.2 million to Besiktas. Okay, we are here on the first game of the season, and this is what the squad is looking like. I am extremely hopeful for what this year is going to bring for the team. This bench is looking way better than it was before. We even have a couple reserves. I still have 32 million in the bank that I think I'm going to save for the January transfer window, but I am extremely excited to get this team well underway and to see what this first half of the season brings. Season number 5 is a make or break for winning Ligue 1 and winning the Champions League. We have a youth player departure here of Gabriel Alves leaving for 12 months to Paderborn, Ben Sullivan leaving for 2 years to Watford on loan, Jean Michel's leaving for 12 months to FC Sion on loan. I wanted to share this with you guys as well. This is the first time we are seeing the Champions League screen pop up. We are officially in it. Let's take a look at who our group is for the Champions League. I completely forgot that we have the new updated league format, so instead we need to look at who we are playing in the Champions League. It looks like to start we play Club Bruges, we play PSV, then Inter Milan, and Bayern Munich is going to be a tough one. Shakhtar Donetsk, Dinamo Zagreb, Bayer Leverkusen, we're getting the Bundesliga giants, Club Bruges again, and LASK. Not the worst lineup I've seen. I think that we should be able to make it into at least the playoffs. I'm hoping we can make it top 8. Okay, first match day here against Club Bruges. Let's see how our Champions League campaign kicks off. I'm hoping it kicks off with a bang. We tie 1-1. Not the worst in the world. We will take the point, but unfortunately, I would have much rather won that game. Second match day here versus LASK. Let's see how this goes. I hope that we get a win here. Eleni Kenna up to an 85, Bergval up to an 82, Barco up to an 83, Gonzalez up to an 81, Esposito up to an 82. We're seeing growth all over. Can that growth get us to a win? And we lose to LASK in the Champions League. This is not a great Champions League run for us so far. We need to pick this up. All right. It's match day number 3 here against PSV. We really need some points here. Whether it's a draw or a win, we just need points. And can we make it happen here? We do. We get our first win of the Champions League. Barco and Yildiz scoring for us to win the game. Barco with an 86-minute winner. That must have been a tight one there. But let's keep this form moving forward into the rest of the Champions League. Very big test here in the Champions League. We are facing Inter Milan. This team is still looking good. We're getting some good growth from some of our players on the bench. We got our goalkeeper up to an 84. Overall, we're feeling good. Can we take on Inter Milan? A draw here would be fine, but I hope we can get a win. We do not. In the 70th minute, Inter Milan takes it. Unfortunate. We had more possession that game too. Very close to getting a big win over Inter Milan. Okay, another massive game here. We are facing Bayern right after we face Inter Milan. We have seen an upgrade on Baleba and Gonzalez, which is good for us. If we look at the bench as well, Willems up to a 79, Ostergaard up to a 73, Conchao up to an 81, Humphreys up to a 76, Carmona still 80, but I think he's close to an upgrade. Reapers up to a 77. The team is growing. We just need to know if those growing pains are going to be for us or against us. Can we tie or beat FC Bayern here? We lose 1-0 to Harry Kane in the 2nd minute. This Champions League is not going to plan at all. It hasn't been too long since that game against Bayern, and we are now facing PSG. What is this month? We have faced Inter Milan, Bayern, and PSG in the same month. Muller is up to an 85. Our goalkeeper is seeing some great growth. Eleni Kenna up to an 86. He is just striding through this season. Now, real test here. Can we beat the only team that we have really struggled against every single year? Can we beat them? It's another tie, 3-3. Eleni Kenna, Fernandes, and Yildiz come in here and keep us afloat against PSG. We will take the tie for sure. All right, Champions League matchup against Shakhtar Donetsk. We have struggled so far with only one win. We really need another win here. Yildiz up to an 84. We need to win this game. If we don't, I don't see us lasting much longer in the Champions League. Can we do it? Can we make it happen here? We do. They have stepped up to the occasion here. Ansu Fati with a brace and Baleba with an 83rd minute solidifying goal. 3-0, Shakhtar Donetsk. That will help us immensely. All right, and We have made it to the 1st of January, and we are flying. Eleni Kenna has had his best half season yet, up to an 86 at 22 years old, 15 goals and 4 assists. Ansu Fati is shining as well, 87 rated, 10 goals, 9 assists so far for him. Yildiz, 7 goals, 8 assists. Our left back, Valentin Barco, is getting in on the mix with 4 goals, 1 assist. Our new signing, Fernandez, as well. Gonzalez, the right back, getting in on it. Humphreys coming off the bench, 12 games with 3 goals and 2 assists. I like to see that. And Baleba, our center defensive mid, doing fantastic so far. I am loving the way this team is playing. I like these stats. Really, we're seeing some great growth overall on everybody. How are our loan prospects doing? Iñaki Torres has seen 0 growth so far. Ostergaard up to a 76. I'm pretty sure he was a 70 when we sent him off. Carrillo up to a 72. Noah Bertrand up to a 73, up 2 ratings for him. Jesperson up to 73. That's up plenty of ratings from when he started. Guilherme da Silva up to a 74 overall. Gasser up to a 72. That is a great goalkeeping prospect there. Our 6'8" goalie is not getting any sort of upgrade recently. Wanshao up to an 81 has been great. He's only played 1 match so far, but I'm hoping we can get him in on the second half of the season. Guetta up 1 rating. Salinas up 1 rating as well. Everybody's seeing at least some sort of growth this season. Our goalkeeper has been fantastic so far. Only 4 clean sheets. However, he's getting some really good growth, and I'm hoping that means some great results for the second half of the season. Now, the real question is, where are we standing? We are currently tied for 1st in Ligue 1. Let me move my face cam out of the way. We are tied for 1st, same number of points. PSG is 1 point behind us, and we are only 1 goal difference away from 1st place. We are currently with a undefeated season, 6 draws though. We need to convert those into wins for sure. We are doing much better than expected here. I want to see, were there lots of wins here? How have we done against some of the big teams? We have not played the Coupe de France yet. In the Champions League group stage, we are currently 24th, which I don't know if that is still in the playoffs. No, at least the top 8 go to the next stage. What is the cutoff for not going to the next stage? It doesn't show us here. Still have some pretty big games to go. We have Dinamo Zagreb, which we hopefully will win that game. We still have to face Bayer Leverkusen, and that's our last 2 games. The last 2 games to go to get us anywhere near a good spot. Again, currently 24th. 2 wins here could get us into a much better position. We just need to make the Champions League a priority moving forward. After a little bit of digging, I really don't think there's anyone that I want to bring in to change this team, or anyone that I can bring in to change this team with the budget we have, and there's really no one I want to sell. Everyone's really playing at their best, to their best, and I'm hoping that the second half of the season can improve, especially those last 2 Champions League games. Though we didn't make any signings, we do have a couple player departures happening here, starting with Veit leaving for 6 months to Paris FC. Here we are, second to last Champions League match against Dinamo Zagreb. Team is looking good. It's just a matter of if we can keep this form going. Our goalkeeper's up to 86. Our 2 center backs are up above 83 now. Eleni Kenna is still at 86. I wouldn't be surprised if he grows again soon. This team is looking insane. This team looks like they should be able to contest in the Champions League. Why are we losing so many games? Let's sim and find out. And we win. We tie. Yet again, another tie. Unfortunate for us, but we'll see if we can continue with the Champions League with our one last match day. All right, it's our final match day in the Champions League against Bayer Leverkusen, and this was the first message that popped up on the right-hand side. It says at the end, anything other than victory will see them fail to get through the UEFA Champions League knockout stages. We need to beat Leverkusen. I'm extremely tempted to play this game myself, but I have to trust the team. The only game that I will play manually is the Champions League final if we get there. However, to even get close to making it to the next round, we need to win. So let's see what happens here against Leverkusen. All right, Fernandez and Baleba up to 85s. Bergval up to an 83. Our midfielders are showing that it was worth the signing and worth the money, but can we beat Leverkusen? This is it. If we don't beat Leverkusen, we're not going to the Champions League final. We're not even getting out of the group stage. Let's find out if it was worth it this season or not. And we lose 3-0 to Leverkusen. Absolutely horrendous run in the Champions League this year. Maybe next year we'll do a little bit better. Okay, since the Champions League is out, and unfortunately I think I saw that the Coupe de France was out. We'll have to confirm at the end of the season, but PSG is one of the biggest games on our list right now. One of the biggest games that we can lose. Goalkeeper up to an 86, right back up to an 83. This team is growing. This team is performing well. We just need to beat or stay afloat here on PSG. I believe we are first and they're second as of right now. Don't quote me on that. I haven't checked the standings. Let's find out. We lose to PSG 1-0. What has happened to our club in the second half of the season? It is now Wednesday, May 23rd. As you can see, my manager rating is horrible. I am worried to see what has happened with this team this year. First thing we are going to check here is how did the team perform? Oh my lord, Eleni Kenna with 27 goals and 5 assists, up to a 87 rated striker at 22 years old. He is a superstar, not even in the making, he just is a superstar. Ansu Fati, 26 years old, 87 rated, amazing stats for him, 19 goals, 11 assists. Yildiz with 16 goals and 12 assists, much better in the second half of the season. Mateus Fernandez with 7 goals, 8 assists, getting involved in the action. Valentin Barco, 6 goals, 2 assists. Jesus Gonzalez, 3 goals, 1 assist. Humphreys and Baleba in there as well. Pretty good all around. Everyone got some really good growth. Wapa got decent growth on loan as well. Let's see, how did our loan players actually do this season? Rio up to 72. Bertrand up to a 74. Not bad, not bad. Esperson up to a 74 as well. Moreno up to a 71. Francois up to a 71. Ben Sullivan up to a 71. Wolf Gasser up to a 73. I don't think that's any change from the midway point of the season. No change for him as well. I did end up bringing De Silva and Ostergaard back from their loan spells just to give us a little bit of extra squad depth. Same with Iñaki Torres. Melvin Willems up to an 80 and Benjamin Muller up to an 86. So overall, we got some great growth. We have some great stars in this team. Elena Kenna is amazing for us so far. Now the real question is, how did everything end up? If we check the standings here, we did it. We won Ligue 1. We are no longer the relegation team. We are the #1 team in France, Ligue 1. Let me hide my face cam once again. I really need to move that out of the way. We won on 76 points. AS Monaco is behind us by 3 points. We only lost 2 games the whole season. 2 games the whole season. One of them was that game to PSG. I can't imagine what the other one would have been. Wow. What a season from us. 22 wins, 10 draws, 2 losses, 75 goals for. I think that's the second highest there. Not bad at all. Coupe de France, we did not win. We didn't make it to the semifinals. We didn't make it to the quarterfinals. We didn't make it to the round of 16. Well, maybe we did. Let's see here. Knocked out in the round of 16 to SC Bastia. Looks like Nantes is still struggling with their relegation issues. They're in the promotion playoff final. Let's see if they go down or not. I am worried on if we have to use that team anytime soon in the relegation roundup. The UEFA Super Cup goes to Chelsea. The Champions League final has not been played yet. It is PSG versus Leipzig. We did not make it past the group stage. Europa League goes to Benfica. The Europa Conference League final has not been played yet. Let me go get some updates on those. Conference League goes to Fiorentina. The Champions League goes to Leipzig 3-2 over PSG. Bittersweet because we want the French teams to do well, but not PSG. And there we have it. First place in Ligue 1. I wish we could have done better in the Coupe de France. I wish we could have done better in the Champions League as well. Finished 26th overall. Let me know in the comments if you guys want me to go all the way to the Champions League. My goal personally was to take them from relegation to winning the league. But I would love to do a little bit more manager career mode content if you guys are up for it. Anyways, we were able to win first place Ligue 1. Do we get the cutscene of them celebrating? Let's see here. It does not look like we are getting any form of celebration cutscene. That being said, this was a blast. First place in Ligue 1. We took this team from relegation to champions of France. I'm very happy with how we completed this. Let me know in the comments what you would like me to change up, what you enjoyed, didn't enjoy. I know I went a little bit trigger happy on signings, but I am so excited to do some more of these and spin that wheel one more time and see what team we're going to make champions of their league. Now, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, please just let me know what you didn't enjoy. I'd love to hear the feedback. Keep an eye out for those draft videos. Keep an eye out for Ultimate Team content, and I will be right back at you with more manager content ASAP. Thank you so much. Peace.